best foot forward. I'll show you how to move and how to keep a strong knee that's really buckling through. Let's take them through it, the levels of evolution. How ladies can never prove it and fellas just never do it. But hold it tight while you down and then tiptoe in silent movement. Make sure no one that don't need to know never know how you move. Aside my kids, I will always grow. There's something I'll forever show. Epiphany hitting stronger than bullets who letting go. And regardless, I made it right. How I did it, you'll never know. Back and forth for all of my bullshit. I had to make something blow. Just let them know. I'm digging into this silently, knowing there's more than what I could see. Can't predict what's my future holding. My past far behind me. I know that I can get grimy. That's why I'll never.
Yo, good morning, good afternoon, guys. How you guys doing today? Hope everybody's doing well and staying safe. We're back with another one. Take 2 live callers. Sorry about yesterday. I had some technical difficulties with my internet. According to Zenray, I didn't pay my bill. But that's another story. But no, I just had some issues with some routers. So I apologize to the callers who had tried calling and wanted to get their word in. But today we're back with another one. Want to hear from you guys. Got a lot to say. Number you can reach us is 646-847-8293. Second line 646-893-9464. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say. With that being said, let me bring in my guy Zenray. We got a lot to talk about today and see where his head is at today.
He's doing his little introduction, and we're gonna go from there. So with that said, we're gonna
there we go. What's up, Zenray? What's up? How you doing, man?
How is everything, sir? Good morning or good afternoon.
Good morning, good afternoon. In case I don't hear or see from you, have a good evening. But first things first, all my bills are paid.
First, before we start, how's the issue with your lines? Everything okay today?
I paid my bills. So we're good to go today. I have no issues, no difficulties.
That's important. I'm glad the donations got to you right away. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
To our viewers for helping Mario get his situation straightened out with his phone lines. Without that, let's talk about a little about Knicks. And I already mentioned that the lines are open if they want to call.
Yep.
So I already mentioned that. I don't know if you want to mention it to your people. I don't know if you mentioned it to them.
Yeah, guys. Number you can reach us is 646-847-8293 and 646-893-9464. The number right on the screen. We'd love to hear from you guys. Any opinions you guys have on basketball draft, or if you just want to call to say hello to me or Zenray, we'll appreciate any feedback you guys have. And we got a good show for you. Some insightful information that me and Zenray have been researching for the last 24 to 48 hours. And we got some good stuff for you today.
And also, check me out on TikTok. I put some videos up there. My TikTok is Zenray Sports TV. Look me up. And also my Twitter handle is Zenray Sports TV at Zenray, the letter T. Okay? So that's my Twitter handle once again is Zenray Sports TV at Zenray or Zenray, the letter T. Okay, come on.
I like that. I like that emphasize Zenray. And yes, he finally made it to TikTok, guys. I've been talking to this guy about TikTok for months. If you guys want to find me on TikTok, I put a lot of content in regards to Knicks, gaming as well, and some other, entertaining stuff. My TikTok is what you see in the screen, Juby_DA_Tubi. A lot of fun stuff. But let's get right to it, man. I'm excited to tell these viewers what we got to say to them today.
Lonzo Ball, man, that's heating up.
Oh, yeah. Big time. I'm hearing a lot of speculation that the father had a lot of influence on, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. As we know, with the Ball family, they've been kind of crazy in the past when he got to LA. But I'm hearing that there's a lot of influence, and I'm hearing that Knicks management really likes him, that his father says that it's good for his brand as well as good for the city of New York, to kind of give him the keys to Gotham. So, how do you feel about that?
I mentioned it, man, on my, I think on yesterday when you kind of disappeared on me. No, not your fault, but things happen. But mentioning that the Lonzo Ball could come to fruition. I think he's been lately saying he wants to become a Knick, and his father's been pushing that for a while. So just imagine having a man who is selfless, like I mentioned yesterday, selfless player who's going to get other players involved. And the dagger is if you leave him open, since he has improved his 3-point shooting percentages in the last couple of years, and every year he's getting better, and he's shooting from the outside, period.
36%.
You leave him open, he's going to make you pay.
36% to be exact this past season. Went up from 19 to 22%, all the way up to 36%. Yeah, they only went 33 out of 43 games this past season, but he had a heck of a season. Him and Zion, which I'm not going to really touch upon real quick, too much. They're very, very good friends. Kind of like the way RJ Barrett and Zion Williams was back in their college days. So look out, man. If we sign Lonzo Ball and if they don't treat that guy over there well when he becomes a free agent, who knows what can hold for the future for the Knicks. That's just something that just a little sprinkle, if you will, what could happen if things don't work out for them over there.
So a few shows back, you were mentioning that we're not too far from the getting to the second round or maybe even the Eastern Conference Final. And it starts with a point guard. And you did mention Lonzo Ball as a possibility who can make this thing happen. So if you get a Lonzo Ball and a shooter, I think you're right. We compete. The thing is that Julius Randle's been bringing the ball up as a point forward. You can still do that once in a while, but with Lonzo Ball in, if he's not on the bench getting rest or whatever the case, you still have, Randle bringing the ball up. But the majority of times you'll have finally, a point guard who can space the floor and pass the rock to the appropriate open player, which he's good at passing. He's not as good as his brother, but he is very, very good passer, selfless player. And like I said, the dagger is if you leave him open, now these days, they're going to try to defend him. It's going to leave someone open. But he's the dagger. You leave him open, he's going to make you pay.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, man, because last 15 years, if you will, the Knicks really haven't had a point guard facilitator. Yeah, they had Stephon Marbury, Derrick Roses, things of that sort. But if you look back, I want to say the last point guard full-time starter that the Knicks had was Charlie Ward. I was trying to think about it. I said, am I losing my mind? It can't be Charlie Ward. But if you look back I'm talking about somebody who plays 37 to 40 minutes a game, who's a point guard, pass first mentality. The last one was Charlie Ward.
No, it was we had Billup. Remember we had Billup when Coach Wooden was here.
Yeah, but Chauncey Billups was only a 1-year trial. It was great,
I think he actually played 2 years. Didn't he play the second year? No,
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure he was with.
Yeah, no.
Look, I understand what you're saying. We haven't had a point guard, especially a young point guard.
Yeah,
23 years of age, and like I said, he's only going to get better under our system, especially Thibodeau's system. He already plays defense. I'd say he's above average defender. I'd say more of an above average defender. Now Thibodeau is going to make you excel. Like I was mentioning yesterday, Obi Toppin was the worst defender on the Knicks. And you saw flashes of him getting much better defensively.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
If Obi, who's heavy foot type guy who can't move his feet, supposedly, when he was with Dayton, look at him, what he showed the last maybe 10, 15 games, 20 games of the season. He started moving his feet. He started playing defense. He was aggressively, playing it without fouling. So just imagine how much better Lonzo Ball is going to get defensively for the Knicks.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, man. Big shout out to Knicks management for working with these guys in shooting, defense. I mean, think about this. Julius Randle wasn't known for his defense as well in previous seasons with us and in the whole entire, National Basketball Association. And this past season, he took a turn for, I don't know what they gave that guy to drink, or what exactly happened, or the zen I guess he caught from management and from Tom Thibodeau. But the guy's playing on another exceptional level right now, and I'm really excited, man. I think we got some big moves ahead of us. There's some couple of names that I'm hearing, a couple of moves that I don't know if you've heard. Did you hear anything lately?
In terms of moves, I think the Lonzo. What I've been hearing also, the drafters. The draft the other day. I mentioned the draft yesterday as well, and how Detroit who has a point guard, okay? But I was thinking about it. Maybe they'll trade the pick down maybe to Houston second round and get something for him because Houston can use everything. But you mentioned privately, obviously, that they would trade their point guard. What's the name of the point guard they drafted?
Killian Hayes was a good prospect coming out of college. I know me and you was speaking about him last year prior to the NBA draft, and we were looking at him as a possible Knick, draft prospect that we wanted. And unfortunately, that's not the route they took. From what I saw flashes of him this season where he can be a facilitator, but unfortunately, injuries caught up to him this season, and he really didn't have much of a season. But the guy's young, and based on his college reputation, I think he was 16 points and like 7 assists. And listen, if you can get him on a cheap deal, better than Elfrid Payton, better than Frank Ntilikina.
I think going back, I don't think Detroit's going to trade the pick. You got Cade Cunningham.
Oh, they're gonna keep Cunningham. He's gonna go number one.
Hayes as well. I think Hayes can be a backup development, and then as his stock starts rising, maybe down the road you can trade him. I don't think they're gonna look to trade Hayes so early. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think Cade Cunningham will take control of the team, or they have both of them compete. Maybe they both get playing time and so forth. But I think those 2-point guards are gonna be in Detroit for a long time. So I take back what I was saying yesterday. But Cade Cunningham, you have to take him. This is once in a lifetime type of generational move. You get a player of that caliber on the team. And,
I saw him a little bit. I haven't, like I said, like I've mentioned in the past, Zenray is more the college guy. He fills me in on some gaps and everything. But I haven't really seen too much video of him. I can tell you personally that every report that I see and every report that I watch, everybody's big on this kid that you're talking about. So
when you get a chance, I have a highlight reel on my channel of Cade Cunningham. Take a look at his talent. I mean, he's just men above boys, man. He's just a talented type point guard that does everything. And Detroit, fortunately, is going to have a great one on their hands, and that's going to turn the tide. Anytime you get a point guard who, it's just going to make the team flow better. You know that the Knicks haven't been flowing as well. So if the Knicks had a point guard this year, a real point guard like Lonzo Ball, something of that nature, the Knicks team would be so much different. We have too many combo guards shoot and things like that's fine. And thank God we had Julius Randle.
Yeah,
he made things happen. He brought the ball up. He was the point forward for our team. So getting a Alonzo Ball is important, and for Detroit, having Cade Cunningham is going to make everybody better, and it's going to be a much smoother transition for the whole team.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, man. Like I said, a lot of stuff to look forward to. Guys, again, the phone lines are open. If you guys want to give us a call just to give us a hello or anything that's on your mind, please feel free. The numbers are on the screen. We'd love to hear from you again, give us some opinions and what you guys' take is on this upcoming NBA draft and maybe the playoffs. Which reminds me, the playoffs have been fantastic, Ray. Listen, like I said in previous shows with you, there's a reason the Knicks lost to the Hawks. And the Hawks are a special team. Do I think Trae Young is a little bit cocky and he's a little bit chauvinistic, but it comes with the territory. He likes the bad guy. Reggie Miller used to do it to us all the time. He shot a shot yesterday. I don't know if you saw the highlight, but he crossed over this guy from Milwaukee, and then before he shot the ball, he did a little shimmy and made it in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's that. Yeah, that's you gotta have some guts. That's the word I'm gonna use to do something like that. And I got a lot of respect for the guy. Like I said, I still resent him for what he did to my team. But there's always next year, and they're my underdog. They're the sleeper team that's gonna make the finals. I think it's gonna be, you hear it first. You hear from me first. I think it's gonna be Phoenix and Atlanta. Yeah. This playoffs.
Let's not count out the Clippers. I mean, the Clippers, every series they've been at, so it seems like the Clippers have Phoenix where they want them. They're always down 2-0. And every series, they always find a way to come back. So let's see what happens in the third game or fourth game. I think he's still going to go. I have a feeling he's still going to go 6-7 games. I don't see, but Phoenix is doing this without Chris Paul.
He comes back next game too. From what I understand, he's been cleared.
That
So
tells you all. Once Chris Paul comes in, I think that's the cherry on top. I think that's closing it out. But you can't count out Kawhi and Paul George and this group of talented players.
well, I want to count out Kawhi. I want Kawhi to get so upset that he contacts his agent and says, "You know what? Orange and blue skies for me this year. Make it happen."
Well, I think Kawhi, if he does something like that, getting a Lillard, like we mentioned, would be a starting point. And if you can get, like I said, Lillard, and you can get Kawhi to follow through, and you can keep Barrett without trading him to Portland,
Yeah.
that's a nice mega team, and you'll definitely be in the Eastern Conference finals against the Nets, because the Nets, I think, is still team to beat in the East if they stay healthy. But imagine that the next couple of years having the Knicks and Nets at the Eastern Conference game, wanting to go to the finals. That'd be amazing. But it can happen.
Good for basketball.
Psychologists that can figure all this out. And hey, let's see what happens. But getting back to Trae Young, his cockiness is what makes him better. I mean, a lot of players play with that kind of emotional, kind of godly type of gift that he has.
Yeah.
And you called it, man. That was your Cinderella team, man. And kudos to you, man, because I thought it was a slight possibility, but I didn't think this far. But it's only one game. But let's see what happens. I think that still this can go 6-7 games.
He's playing.
I mean, they were down with the Nets as well, and they came back. So
listen, it's all about like what we New Yorkers like to call, like I said it before, what Knicks fans have been looking for and thriving for years. It's that dog mentality, that rough, tough guy mentality. Not only do you have it mentally, but you also show it on the court. It's the Charles Oakley, the Anthony Mason swag, and this is what Trae Young is doing. This is what R.J. Barrett brings to the Knicks. This is why I'm not big on trading him. You see when the guy finishes the play, he looks at the camera and he has a sort of swag to him. And I like that. And I think that's what's been missing from this organization before this year. And I can honestly go on record and say the Knicks are back, baby. They're in the right track. And I'm excited, man, for years to come. I can finally, hopefully with my kids, I can sit there and say, guys, we're going to see a championship in your dad's lifetime. That's the goal.
Yeah, and also the draft coming up. I'm working on something on a draft type of prediction board of who the Knicks and other NBA team also could acquire. So I'm working on that. That's like a full-time job, because picking for the Knicks is kind of easier, but kind of knowing what other teams are pick, it'll be like a shot in the dark type of thing. But we'll have a little fun with this, and maybe we can join on a live show and do some kind of, you pick a player, I pick a player, what team they go to, and we just kind of debate a little bit. That way, when the callers call in, they can say, no, I think this player will come in, and this is the player they're looking for, and we can make it fun. So we're going to have a show in the next few days about the NBA draft. I'm going to have my draft board picks.
I think you should do your mock draft, and I will try to do my own mock draft and what I think will happen on draft night. And like you said, we can go over that with the callers online. We can compare what we have, and should be a lot of fun, man, because me and you always go back and forth with this stuff. This is the guy who wanted Kevin Knox. Just remember that, guys. This is the man who wanted Kevin Knox. This is the man.
Now, do you remember who you wanted? And he's in Denver now. Who did you want?
Michael Porter Jr.
And you were right. You know something? I go back and I give him all the props. And I said to you, why we shouldn't pick him? What was the reason? My main reason why, obviously.
Injury, his back.
Yeah, the guy had a back injury. So, sometimes you have to go for the home run swing. And the Yankees and the Knicks went for a bunt, that sacrifice bunt. They didn't do anything but that. And it worked. And it came out that Knox was a talented player. The summer league, he did well. He looked good. He had things to work on. But with the coaching and management change and a lot of things going on, I think kind of destroyed and not destroyed, but he kind of rerouted him. And it's probably going to take him a little longer. But just imagine with Porter Jr. on our team, you're absolutely right, and I give you kudos for that. But yeah, Knox was probably the pick I wanted from Kentucky. You couldn't go wrong with that pick. I mean, I thought, but
listen, the guy's still young. I give Ray a lot of hard time with Kevin Knox. I could see Kevin Knox turning his career around. There's still hope for.
I think his days are numbered in New York.
Maybe one more year. The man who's done, and I will pack his bags for him, and is Mr. French Prince. I don't want to hear anymore that he's a great defender, that we need him, that he can do any. Just please get him out of here. Send him to San Antonio, where I think he would thrive, or Utah Jazz, and just get him out of here.
I'm glad you brought that up because that's the word I'm hearing now for the Knicks to move up in the draft. San Antonio could be one of the teams that we can move up. I think they're the number 9 or 11. I think the 11th team.
11th, because number 9 is Sacramento, which I'm
11th pick. So
yeah,
Knicks can move up there. And one of the names they're talking about, and San Antonio has always been high on Nick Latina, is that the Knicks will give up a player like Nick Latina, because obviously Nick Latina has any offers that any team offers, we can match it. So we still have control over him on any trades right now. So if we would give him a qualifying offer and trade him to San Antonio and give him probably 2 of our picks, we give him probably our 19 or our 21st, and then give him our 32. So you either give him the 19 or 21st, give him our 32, and Nick Latina to move up to the 11th pick. That's rumors of a lot of different things. San Antonio's always been enamored by Nick Latina. It's because when Kawhi came in, he was as raw as Nick Latina. Had no offensive game. His thing was defense, and he turned his career around. And the San Antonio Spurs did a great job doing that, and their coaching staff. So I think they look at Nick Latina in that same fashion.
Listen, I would call San Antonio right now, and I'll tell you what, give us a summer home when we come and play, what do you call it, a timeshare, and you can take Frank Nicolita for free. I don't want the guy here. I don't want, whatever they want him, they can offer him $500,000, and I will not match that. I don't want that guy nowhere near this team.
You have to realize these young kids, what they went through. I mean, Think of yourself being 18, 19 years old, like Kevin Knox and Nick Latina. They come into a team. There's a lot of different things going on. The organization is not stable. You got different coaches coming back and forth. You have Dolan getting involved. You have a lot, and then you have Phil Jackson when Nick Latina was his pick. It's a lot of distractions. And I think they're gonna be good, effective players in the NBA, but not with the Knicks. I think they've been detoured to a point where they need new scenery so they can just get the weight off their shoulders. Playing New York is not an easy thing. Imagine an 18, 19, 20-year-old coming to New York. That's why Barrett is so special. He had a season last year. He was okay at best, and the Knicks fans weren't happy with him. They expected him to be the star. And he came back this year, and he showed what he's made of. And any player would have folded and said, "Oh, look, but this guy's special." That's
in every sport, including baseball. I don't know if you guys out there who are listening are baseball fans, but the Mets wanted so many players. If I'm not mistaken, I remember Roberto Alomar back then, and a couple of other players. And I'm sorry, I don't remember off the top of my head. That they didn't want to come to New York. That they said that New York was too much. The media is too much. Why? Because to live and to be in New York, you have to be thick-skinned. You have to, again, I'm going to use this word. You have to have the New York swag, that dog mentality. And some players, like I said, no knock to, these small branded teams, because San Antonio is not small branded, meaning that they're just not as touristy as New York. It's better for them to go to a San Antonio, a Utah, a Denver Nuggets, where they can prosper and they can make a contribution, because in New York City, you're always going to have the spotlight on you. It's always going to be all eyes on you, good or bad. We have the most talented fans, most educated fans in New York sports, period. And like I said, man, either you're built for New York or you're not built for New York. Carmelo was built for New York. Apparently, LeBron James wasn't, and a couple other guys. Hats down to them, but there's a reason players come here, and there are players who don't come here. So
I totally agree. I think that you have to have a special gift where you can block off the distractions and block out the fans and just play your game. And I think RJ Barrett can do that.
yeah,
Unfortunately, Knox and Nicotina, they need to work on that, and I think they'll be effective in other teams with other teams. But our time is we're 25 minutes in, 26 minutes in. I don't know if you want to talk about anything else, Jupe.
not just the upcoming stuff that we have. Like I said, we got the mock draft coming up. We got the phones line hooked up, so you guys can give us a call. Numbers are on the screen again. And moving forward, Ray does some other stuff on the side where it's all about. You want to talk about it a little bit, Ray? What you do on the side as well?
My description. I'm a pretty spiritual person, so I have something called Spiritual Awakening channel as well that I've been putting some videos in there and things to that nature. But I'll put that in my description. But it's Origin Blue Skies, like you said. That's what we talk about here. We don't talk about anything else. Whatever I do on the side, I'll put in my description, and we'll talk about it a later time.
Check this guy's content out, man. This guy's stuff, helps me through a lot of stuff. Not only with Knicks and stuff, he got good, gives good advice and everything like that. So this is a good guy. Me for myself, besides this stuff, guys, got a lot of new stuff coming in the future. I'm going to do some reviews on some maybe computers and gaming. Besides me streaming gaming, I also do that on another channel. You guys who follow me on Twitch already know that. But this channel is dedicated to sports, to Knicks, and NBA, and baseball, and football, which you're going to probably touch upon, Ray, in the future once the Giant season starts. Baseball, that's a little bit cloudy for me, but that's what I got you for.
Information to digest. I think I'm looking at it. I thought I was going to do all three sports at the same time, but
yeah,
I'm going to do Nick content basically now all the way through, and kind of creep my way into the Giants when the Giants starts, and then with the Yankees off season, I'll probably start with them. It's just a lot of work, a lot of content to catch up on. That's why these other YouTubers who are doing sports, man, I give my hands out to these gentlemen, man. They do an awesome job out there, and they're terrific, and they're the pioneers in the sporting area, and we just want to take a little bite out of the apple,
I got a question from one of the viewers right now. I appreciate you leaving a comment. We'd love to hear from your voice, man, but his question is, will it only be Knicks or all of New York sports? I don't know if you just heard, caller or viewer. We're going to touch up on Knicks. We're going to touch up on Giants. We're going to
talk about every New York team.
Every New York team. We'll touch up on some.
If you have a question about any New York team, we'll give you our opinion on it. But what we're going to be covering basically are the Knicks. Big time Knicks fan. I'm number one. Big Knicks fan. We'll touch the Giants. We'll talk Yankee baseball. But mainly right now we're doing Knicks. But if you have a question about anything else,
Brooklyn. If you want to call about Brooklyn, I know you guys are a lot of Brooklyn fans.
About it.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, we're open to any calls, and maybe you can open up a forum, the discussion. I'll do more research on it. The more interest we get from you, the more work we'll do on our end to be productive in our answers and our opinions to combat your question in any way. So with that, I just want to let everybody know that me and Jube we're working very hard to bring the best content. So like, if you want something you want us to talk about, put it on the description down below, in your comments down below, and on the following show we'll talk about that, and we'll invite you to call as well, and to discuss it as well.
Absolutely. And we'll touch upon the NBA rumors as well. Like, I'm hearing, this is for another show, Kristaps Porzingis to Golden State. So I know former Knicks fans know about Kristaps Porzingis. I've been hearing about that, him going to Golden State. So we could touch upon other rumors for big market players going to teams that we know about. But like Ray said, we're focusing more on New York sports teams, and we're excited, man. We're excited. Good stuff.
Yeah. So with that said, Juby, listen, I want to thank you once again. In fact, I put something on TikTok, and we're kind of interviewing your son Aiden on it. So I put a little 1 minute clip about that. You guys should check that out. He has a wonderful family. His son Aiden wanted to be involved in the show, so we got him in there and we speak about.
That's the future Knick fan. Future Knick fan. Hopefully, if the stars line right, future Knick player. I'm gonna work on that with him.
Yeah, sure. He's a great boy, man. God bless him, you, and your wife Gina, and the best is yet to come. And for everyone else, let the energy, positive energy and vibes enter you with all health and hope, and just be energized by this grand universe that we live in. So with that said, Juby,
how do I follow that up, guys? I can't even come follow that up. All I'm gonna say is, hope you guys have a great day. Enjoy this beautiful weather. Stay safe, stay positive, and as always, family above everything. Peace.
Peace. Take care, guys. Zen Ray out. Thank you.
Father, it's parenthood shit. Humble. I'm digging into this, honestly knowing it's more than what I could see. Can't predict what's my future holding, my past far behind me. I know that life can get grimy, that's why I'll never look back, cause I already know what's behind me. Dear humble Lord, please come find me. Yes, I go hard for my son and my daughter. Never could fail as a father. Been new to the times will be hard, believe me, of that I'm not bothered. Humbly in love.